What is really happening behind the closed doors of the Danish royal palace? For weeks, a question has been quietly echoing through royal circles and across the Danish media. Where is Prince Christian? The heir to the throne, the future king, seemed to suddenly vanish from public view this summer, leaving a noticeable absence in official family portraits. But now, the mystery is solved, and the answer is far more compelling than anyone imagined. Today, we're revealing the full story of the young prince's remarkable transformation, a journey of duty, discipline, and destiny that is unfolding right before our very eyes. When Queen Margrethe II made her historic and stunning decision to abdicate in January of 2024, few could have predicted just how profoundly and swiftly the lives of the entire Danish royal family would change. In an instant, Frederik became king, Mary became queen consort, and their eldest son, Christian, was thrust into a new reality. Overnight, he transformed from a popular young prince into the crown prince, the direct heir to one of Europe's oldest thrones. But what is truly striking is the profound seriousness with which this young man, now 19 years old, has embraced his new, monumental role. In the time that has passed since that fateful New Year's Eve announcement, Crown Prince Christian has shown a level of maturity and unwavering determination that is frankly astounding for his age. Instead of taking time to simply adjust or enjoy the laurels of his high position, he threw himself headfirst into the rigorous preparation for his future as monarch. Successfully graduating from his gymnasium was just the first checkbox on an ambitious and demanding list. His decision to enlist in full military service is what truly sets the tone. His initial 4 months spent with the Guard Hussar Regiment in Slagelse was no mere formality, no royal photo opportunity. This was the real deal. Christian lived in the barracks, trained, and served side by side with ordinary Danish soldiers. He immersed himself in the inner workings of military life, proving not only to the public, but more importantly to himself, that he is ready to take on the immense responsibility not just for his country, but for the very people who will one day be under his command. And now, a new, even more demanding phase of that journey has begun. On August 11th, Prince Christian walked back through the gates of those same barracks in Slagelse, but this time, in a completely new capacity. He is no longer a mere recruit. He is there to begin a year-long, intensive officer training course. Upon completion, he will serve as a platoon commander, responsible for leading other soldiers. This decision speaks volumes. The young crown prince is not content with a superficial understanding of the armed forces. He wants to comprehend the chain of command, the weight of leadership, and the fabric of the army from every possible level. It's fascinating to observe the careful strategy of the Danish court in all of this. The official announcement about Christian's return to the army was released on the very day he began this new phase of training. This was no coincidence. It was a deliberate move by the royal family to send a clear, unambiguous message. The seriousness of the prince's intentions is absolute and beyond question. This is not for show. This is the forging of a future king. Of course, we must remember that behind the uniform, Christian is still a young man. This summer, after those intense initial months of service, he allowed himself a well-earned break. And here, we caught glimpses of another side of his personality, his genuine love for music and festivals, a passion he clearly inherited from his father, King Frederik. The prince was spotted at several major musical events, including the famous Distortion Festival in Copenhagen and the legendary Smukfest, where he was seen enjoying the atmosphere with his sister, Princess Isabella. These appearances were important. They showed the Danish people that their future king remains grounded, a young man who knows how to enjoy life and who shares the common interests of his own generation. When it comes to the prince's personal life, the situation is, as you would expect, quite delicate. The Danish media recently published photographs showing Christian in the company of a young woman, reportedly a former classmate from Ordrup Gymnasium. She is said to come from an influential Danish family, with her father being a well-known businessman. However, the palace is maintaining a strict silence, making no official statements regarding any possible romantic relationships. This is entirely understandable, given the prince's young age and the critical need for him to remain completely focused on his demanding military career. It's this intense focus that explains why Prince Christian became something of an invisible man this summer, at least in the context of official royal duties. While his parents, King Frederick and Queen Mary, spent time at the beautiful summer residence of Grasson Castle with their younger children, their eldest son was conspicuously absent from most family photos. This naturally raised some questions in the press. But now, the picture is crystal clear. The prince wasn't simply on holiday. He was busy, preparing mentally and physically for the grueling new phase of his military life. Speaking of the younger children, the palace has also helpfully outlined their plans, which paints a broader picture of a modern, forward-thinking royal family. Princess Isabella will continue her studies at Orgard Gymnasium, demonstrating the family's deep commitment to providing a high-quality, mainstream education for their children. Particularly interesting is the path of Princess Josephine. In a clear sign of her own independence, she has chosen to study at a different school from her twin brother, Prince Vincent, who will remain at Treingardskolen. These individual choices show that King Frederick and Queen Mary are actively encouraging their children to be independent thinkers, allowing them to forge their own paths in education. This is a modern and healthy approach to raising royal children, designed to prepare them for a complex life in the 21st century. Returning our focus to Crown Prince Christian, one cannot help but admire his sheer force of will. At an age when many of his peers are still exploring their options and figuring out their life plans, he already knows his path with absolute clarity and is moving towards his destiny with steadfast consistency. For a future monarch, military service is so much more than just tradition. It is a profound education. It is a way to understand the country at its most fundamental level and to connect with the people he will one day be called upon to lead. The Danish royal family is navigating a period of immense and historic change, and Crown Prince Christian is standing right at the epicenter of this transformation. His dedicated approach to preparing for his future role as king sends a powerful message. Denmark can count on a responsible, serious, and deeply committed monarch to one day wear the crown. At the same time, he manages to remain a young man of his time, making him accessible and understandable to new generations of Danes. Ahead of the prince lies a full year of intensive officer training, a trial by fire that will become another crucial step in his development as the future leader of the nation. We will be watching this fascinating journey with great interest, witnessing in real time how the character and personality of Denmark's future king are being formed. Thanks for watching. What are your thoughts on this? Do you believe Crown Prince Christian has what it takes to become the kind of king that modern Denmark deserves? Let me know your opinion in the comments below. I'm always very interested to read your point of view. And please, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next story from the lives of the royal families. We'll see you in the next one.